What's going on, guys? So welcome back. We got the engine out. This is a beautiful EJ2.57 right here. Got it on the engine stand. We got Greg and Hayden already busting out. Ryan being useful as always, just standing there looking good. And then, so we the main thing, what we're doing today is we got to get this intake off, get all the wires off, strip this block down to a pretty much a bare block, because all this intake and all that goodies needs to go on the new block. So if you didn't see last episode, we got the whole engine out, and honestly it's not too difficult, but yeah, it was a little more time consuming because it was our first time, but overall it went pretty smooth. So now what we're doing is Greg just took off the overflow. We're gonna get all the bolts loose. We're gonna get this turbo off, intake off, and all this random stuff. So just a couple hoses, a couple of clips, a couple of bolts. Really nothing too crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and get at it. Look at that, dude. You guys are working hard. I'm just gonna stand back over here with Sierra. I'll hang out.
Your motor.
Yeah, good job, guys. I'm not paying you for nothing.
Not paying us nothing for nothing?
Nope. Alright, let's jump to the sweet time lapse of electrical stuff. Clips and bolts and stuff. So, intake's off, and she's a little dirty, but it's not looking too bad.
Is that a crack? What is that?
Yeah, probably. I don't know, probably when they slammed it on the ground. I don't know.
Sick.
Pretty sweet.
There's another one right there too.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of wires we had to unplug and whatnot. Like, this is the knock sensor and coolant temperature, oil pressure sensor. There's a couple things unplugged. Cam position sensor. This is my VTEC. VTEC. Yeah, so this is the confusing intake manifold right here. That's all the wires. The whole harness is on the intake, and there's a bunch of stuff all over it. So what we got to do next is I just want to get all the wiring harness off of it, get this intake off. I'll just separate the TGVs and all that good stuff. All right, so we got the engine sideways right now. This is the right side, and we're just getting all the nuts off from the studs. Once we get that off, we'll get the bottom three. We got them soaking in PB Blaster. That's Hayden. Got them soaking in PB Blaster, and then we'll get this this exhaust off and just keep trucking away. Pretty sweet. You leave that one in there, kinda, and then we'll get the bottom one. This is the entire wiring harness.
It's pretty short.
Yeah, honestly, it's really nothing too crazy. Even though it does look like a rat's nest, but when this goes and bolts back up to it, there's only one way it bolts up. Everything kind of just lines up and into place. And you can't misplug anything in. Like, because these are all different connectors. Like, every single connector is different, so there's no way you can mess it up, except for those two. Man, it's kind of close. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, okay, never mind. I just sound stupid, I'll just shut up. But, yes, very exciting stuff. This is some stupid stuff too. Honestly, there's nothing really much else to do except for just clean up everything, clean this intake up, detail the engine bay, and get everything started assembling. You guys think of anything else? Cameraman? Got anything? Are you a mime?
Yes.
Yes, we're
Okay.
two mimes.
Two mimes, yes.
Dumb and Dumber. He's dumber, by the way.
You can play jump rope with this, right?
I think that's funny, huh?
Alright. Cool. Electrical stuff. I hate electrical stuff. That was one of the main questions too, but realistically it was just 2 bolts. 2 bolts right here and here. Comes right off the intake manifold. Oh yeah, and this one too. Goes on the back side. Loops around like that. Alright guys, so it is the next day and we got the rest of the engine, most of the way taken apart. But what happened was when we were getting the cam sprockets off, the bolts were just, we stripped the crap out of them. Yeah, so I'll throw in a little clip of us trying to get these bolts off. Yeah, so at first obviously we just tried with the normal 10mm Allen wrench, and we did it with the big breaker bar. Still nothing. Started slipping. Greg stripped it. Then we used the Torx bit. Then we used the Torx bit, and then we used an extractor socket to go over it, which I've seen some people do, and it just spun. And now we're cutting a slit in it to get the bolt off. The Subaru dealership, whoever assembled this, you know, they sent her home. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so because of those bolts, we literally just could not get those cam gears off. And without those cam gears, I had to buy new ones. And I'm not trying to spend $200 per cam gear because it's dual AVCS, right? So it's just gonna be way more expensive. So I needed to get these off without damaging them. And we tried everything with the extractor sockets, with just the normal 10mm Allen wrench, and we literally exploded like a torque Allen wrench with a big breaker bar. Sadly, we don't have it on video because we worked late into the night. I think it was like 1 or 2 in the morning that we were up at the shop trying to get everything done, and it just wasn't happening. But it was pretty brutal, I'll tell you that. But this is the cam gear that was just clapped off. We even tried welding a axle nut to it. That's a lot of videos too. We started looking up a bunch of videos, right? So extractor socket, axle nuts, and then drilling it out, right? I tried drilling it out the first time for this bolt was the first one that was giving us the problem, and my drill bit wasn't good enough. We had a bunch of dull drill bits. That's what it was. So after dealing with that for so long, I got fed up. Went to O'Reilly, bought some Chinesium drill bits, and bought some I bought some Milwaukee drill bits as well, and I literally just went to town on this thing. Just started drilling it all out. So I wanted to be very careful too, not to damage the inside of the cam. So we used the 11/16 extractor socket to get it out. This is, like I said, it's Chinesium from O'Reilly. That was a pack of 5 or whatever this is. But yeah, Hayden's going somewhere. You got the Miata. We'll have an update on the Miata as well pretty soon. If you guys are interested in any Miata content, be sure to throw that down in the comments. I'm pretty stoked about it. His car's come a long way, but also too, it has a far way to go too. So going back to whatnot, these extractor sockets, I found this on Amazon. It's a 13-piece set, and it comes with, you know, it comes with a lot of extractor sockets, right? So this would be really useful. This came in after I already got all the bolts out, but I can definitely link this down in the description. I think it was like 20-30 bucks or something. So I have all 4 bolts. We had to drill out every single one to break the tension on it, and it was just horrible. So every single one I had to sit there and drill out and keep upsizing my drill bit, and it did take a long time. I was pretty frustrated. Me personally, I feel like someone at the Subaru dealership sent them on with an impact or something, because they're not supposed to be torqued on that crazy. I'm pretty sure it's only like 25 foot-pounds with an additional 45 degrees, and these things were torqued down to like 1,000 foot-pounds, which I don't know why anyone would do that. I'm assuming maybe they put red Loctite on it or something, but I don't know. Yeah, but those are kind of the only ways that I've heard is whether you drill it out, use an extractor socket, or weld an axle nut on it and then crack it loose that way. So yeah, just a heads up, it kind of sucks that this video is going to be a little bit shorter as well, but the main thing is that intake we got off, and like I said, the wiring harness super easy, 3 bolts and the whole thing kind of just came out. Definitely a lot less intimidating than I thought at first. While it's in the car and you're kind of looking at it, it does look pretty confusing with all the hoses and the electrical lines and everything's kind of crammed in together. But once when you do get everything off and you kind of start looking at it slowly but surely, it makes sense, right? The wiring harness, everything lines up. The TGVs, nothing too crazy. Those are 4 bolts. Get those out with the hard lines for the fuel lines. Yeah, so after I got those cam caps off, that's really all I needed was those, well, not the cam. After I got those cam gears off, all I needed was those gears itself and then the plastic covers, the cam covers or whatever. I needed those covers and that's pretty much it. So it took a super long time just to get those off. And honestly, I would have just started drilling them out sooner if I knew it was going to be that difficult. So if any of you guys are about to disassemble your engine, me personally, I would say just go right ahead, get the extractor socket on there. You can try to use the Allen wrench. Hopefully, good luck for you guys. It does work for taking it off with an Allen key, but extractor socket next. If not, I would say just drill it out, because if you could weld it, but then again too, it depends on how good the welder is. I have a Harbor Freight welder and it was splatting everywhere and it didn't really look too good. We had it all taped up and it just, welding it wasn't too good, you know? So I would say definitely just take the extractor socket, go to town on that. If it starts slipping, maybe like tighten it a little bit and pound it back on. But drilling it was honestly the best option without damaging anything. If you are gonna drill it and reuse those cams, I definitely would suggest getting those cleaned as well. Because drilling it obviously there's a lot of metal shavings everywhere. So that's definitely something to look out for too. But I wanted to say thank you guys again for watching. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments. I'm always willing to answer anything you guys have. And if you have anything that maybe you thought I could have done better, you know, like I said, throw it down. I'm always willing for open feedback, right? But that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.